Hi guys, today I'm going to talk to you about an issue that I see with alignment that a lot of people walk through the door with. This has to do with having one foot that rotates out. And it's not just the foot itself. Actually, this is more indicative of what's happening with the upper leg, with the femur here, and the muscles in through the back of the hip here that actually externally rotate that foot outward. What that means is they become dominant, and the muscles that would internally rotate or straighten it back out again have gotten weak. The reason this is an issue is because ideally you want your joints to be in good alignment so that there's a normal kind of wear and tear so they last longer, and also makes it so that the muscles around there can do their job properly. So when you've got it rotated out like that, a lot of times people end up having knee issues, and they end up having ankle issues and foot issues. So I'm going to go over a few things that can really help. So we're going to go over 2 stretches and 1 exercise. So the first exercise, I'm going to do this on the right side, and this would be assuming that you have that foot turned out on the right. If it's on the left, you would do the same exercises on the left. So the first stretch is to cross your ankle and put it on top of the knee of the other leg. Now, for some people getting in this position, they can't even get their calf like this or their shin bone in a horizontal position. They'll be more up like this, and that's fine too. You can always put 2 hands here and gently kind of push it down and stretch that a little bit. What we want to do is at least get it down a little bit so that you can then bend forward, which is the actual stretch, to generally release these muscles back out. So in this position, what I'd have you do is I'd have you put both hands on the shin here, and you're going to bend forward, but you're only going to bend from the waist. A lot of people will tend to hunch and round their back. This doesn't get the kind of stretch you need. And if anything, you want to arch your back a little bit, push your chest forward, and then bend from the waist. And you're going to bend forward till you start to feel a really good stretch in through your butt. And you're going to hold that for about 30 seconds. What I want you to do when you're holding that is you'll take some deep breaths. You'll try and let that relax with the out breath. Sometimes using visualization can be a very powerful tool for getting those muscles to let go. And all you have to do is imagine that you're seeing it like a tight ball. You take a deep breath in, it fills it up, and as you breathe out, it all opens and it relaxes. So I would recommend doing that for about 30 seconds and really let that go. And then we're going to go into a release using a little pink ball, a rubber ball, against the wall. So here we have an image of some of these muscles in through the glute here, these deep muscles that are the rotators, external rotators. And here you have the bone of the sacrum and the head of the femur. And you can see the muscles run across and out to that head of the femur. And when they contract, they shorten, which causes the head of the femur to rotate as they pull. So when it rotates like that, that whole bone is rotating outward, and your foot tends to rotate outward. So we want to get in here with the ball now, and we want to release right along where these muscles attach. Okay, so now we did a general stretch. You just saw the illustration of the muscles we want to target where they attach. So where they attach at the femur is the bone that comes up here, right? And the muscles come across like this. So what we want to do is we're going to take our ball, and we're going to feel in here for where there's bone, and then come in toward the sacrum just a little bit until we feel that there's a little bit of give. And once you find a little give, just go down just a bit. So notice where I am. This is my waistline, so I'm down a little bit. I'm going to put the ball right there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean back against the wall, and I'm going to bend my legs. So I'm going to roll the ball. In essence, I'm rolling it up and down through this area where those muscles and tendons attach. So I'm just going to roll, and I'm just like doing a little squat here basically. I'm kind of turning into it, leaning into it, just to get those to relax. Now you might find a spot that's particularly tight or tender. If you do, what I want you to do is just hang out there, keep your legs bent in that spot, take some deep breaths, like 10 deep breaths, and really try and let that relax. And then roll it out some more. Okay, now we did a general release, we did a specific release to where it attaches here. Now we're going to do an exercise to get that muscle going that tends to turn the leg back in. Okay, so now we're going to be working this muscle called the tensor fasciae lata, which is right in here on the upper thigh. And what we want to do is make that nice and strong so it can rotate the leg back inward. So in order to do this exercise, it's super simple. You're just sitting in a chair again, You're going to have your back nice and straight, and you want to have your knees pointed straight ahead in line with your shoulders. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lift the leg of the side that I'm working in. In this case, it's the right side, so I'm going to lift that leg up. And now I'm going to swing my shin outward to almost a 45-degree angle. Now notice when I do that, I'm not leaning with my whole body to do it, and I'm not lifting my knee out. My knee stays where it is, and it's just the lower leg that moves. And to hold it in that position, it activates this muscle. And I'm going to hang out here for 10 seconds. So for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I'm going to bring the leg back down. I'm going to let it rest for anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds. And then I'm going to repeat that. So I'm going to repeat that 3 times. I'm going to do 3 sets of that exercise to get that muscle strong. So we're releasing the muscles through the back that are overly dominant and are rotating the leg out. We're strengthening the ones that turn it in. And in the end, what this is going to do is going to help your joints get back into alignment so that your muscles can function properly.